Man, do I wish I was at WonderCon. Well, welcome to Film Thread. I am Chris Gore, and I really wish I was at WonderCon in Anaheim, California right now. I hope you are doing well in the midst of this pandemic. I hope that you are home, healthy, staying safe, staying quarantined, and probably watching a lot of really interesting content. I mean, if that's what we have to do to get through this together, we can get through this together. We would have been at WonderCon with an amazing panel with a bunch of people from Film Thread, but we're not. But what we'd like to do is give you kind of a taste of what this panel might have been like had we gone to WonderCon and had we done our panel, Future Indies You Must See. Now, I cannot do this virtual panel without my cohort from Film Thread, managing editor, Alan Ng. Welcome, join us. Hey, Alan.
There we are.
How you doing?
Good.
Good to
I'm
see you, man.
actually just 20 minutes from WonderCon.
Are you really?
It's a ghost town. There's nothing going on in Anaheim.
Oh my God. It's really sad. I mean, it's a panel that we have done at WonderCon and we've done at San Diego Comic-Con where we feature it's Future Indies You Must See. These are movies that are coming out on streaming, or they're coming to theaters or VOD or whatever, and they're and we show trailers and clips from these movies, and well, we're not doing that right now. So it's weird. It's like I don't know. Just I think of the Omega Man or the remake with Will Smith when I'm walking through like downtown Pasadena or whatnot. It's just empty.
Yeah.
Is that where it's like where you are, Alan?
It pretty much is. I mean, it's kind of eerie. I drove past Disneyland the other day, and it's just it's weird seeing Disneyland at night, but during the daytime, just nothing going on.
Yeah, I really do hope that we get to some sort of sense of normalcy. I don't know when we're going to be able to get together in big groups again. I hope there's some protocol for that and that it can happen sometime when it's safe. I don't see it happening soon, but that means we've got extra time to watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of stuff.
And believe me, we here at Film Thread, we've seen a lot of stuff.
oh yeah, we have. If you read the filmthread.com website daily, we review about 3 to 5 movies a day. Like not only stuff that comes to theaters, although technically nothing is coming to theaters these days. We feature a lot of stuff that just comes to VOD, and it's kind of exciting time for indie film because everything's on a level playing field, right? Like all these movies, they're coming out. I mean, they're coming out to streaming services like The Hunt just came out, Invisible Man, which I thought was really good with Elizabeth Moss. Well, indie films are coming out as well. So these are ones we think you should pay attention to.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's weird, but for a big studio to start a film, it's like rolling a giant boulder. It takes time. But with indie films, you can literally just have it all ramped up, and when we're ready to go, just go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we've presented this panel in the past at WonderCon and at San Diego Comic-Con and actually a couple other conventions. It really is just featuring independent films you wouldn't normally know about. And let me just say, a lot of these are science fiction. There's some documentaries, low budget sci-fi. There's some horror films, even some animated films. But these all kind of, I would put in the category, I think they all sort of blanket, like these are WTF films for sure. A lot of these are. So what we're going to do is we're going to screen for you a batch of trailers, and then Alan and I are going to talk about them when we come back after you see them, and we're going to be hosting this as if we were at WonderCon. So I don't know. It's a lot of fun for us to be able to see the reaction of people in an audience, but I hope you'll post in the comments. And I hope that you'll subscribe to the Film Threat YouTube channel and yes, exactly. Subscribe and share this, because this is the panel that we would have done had we gone to WonderCon and vetted these trailers through them. So this is kind of our unsanctioned panel, our WonderCon panel that we would have liked to have done. Let's take a look at the first batch of trailers.
We're now at DEF CON 3, Colonel.
There's a virus.
It's turning all humans to something on imagination.
We're seeing a foreshadow of human extinction. But we may have a strategic military option. Do you have a gun on its head? Let's prep, load, send them out.
All systems green. Impact in 4, 3, 2, 1. You've used these before, right?
No, first time.
Sir, we have a situation. We regret to inform you that the weapons are great piles of crap.
They're not crap. You're crap.
You can't create a species and expect it not to spread.
Government officials have urged that all citizens evacuate.
Eventually, it's gonna bite you in the ass.
Oh, crap.
This ain't no freaking game show, man.
You're fired.
You better pray to God that when this war is over, we're all dead.
Our best option is to destroy them all.
What age did this behavior start?
When he was a baby.
He didn't like to be touched. By the time he was 16, I didn't know who he was anymore.
What are you recording me for?
What kind of kid wants to turn his pellet gun into an automatic weapon?
Stop already. Serious.
Let go. Ow. You're hurting me.
Testing. Yes, I am spying on my son. That is a live feed.
I'm making these videos for you, for all you other moms out there.
Hey, Detective Kelly, Mom's freaking out again?
Knock it off. What if it's genetic?
Mom?
3,
Where is it?
2,
I warned you.
1.
Chico! Stop it now!
Do you feel Jacob is capable of harming you, Abby?
He's still there? You better be.
It's a weird introduction into the professional world of filmmaking because it was such a carny atmosphere, and it was what we freaking loved about it.
There was still this big added element of fun and balloons and quirkiness to it.
When you went to a Spike and Mike show, Spike and Mike made it like a party. It was like an event.
So the audience, even before the show, is getting super ramped up and excited.
Like a concert. It's like a cool concert for nerdy animators.
That's like the best audience you could possibly have as a filmmaker, for that audience then to turn around and see your cartoons. Awesome.
When they left, they felt like they got more than their money's worth.
I went out there and I could not believe it. Just the way they'd created this kind of showcase for short animated films.
Being able to watch in the 90s animation that you couldn't find anywhere else was amazing.
Before Mike and Spike came along, there was no such thing as sick and twisted. Everything was pleasant, nice, sweet.
Seeing the Sick and Twisted Festival, which was every adolescent boy's ultimate, yeah, I can't believe people did this. I can't believe that we're watching this, that this isn't illegal.
It was like punk rock on steroids with film.
And then they came along and basically changed the world, for better or worse. It's, you know, it's really all their fault.
Okay, that was a crazy batch of trailers. Animation Outlaws, I should point out, just played at the Slam Dance Film Festival, And I'm such a huge fan of the Spike and Mike Festival of Animation. It's featured so many incredible, weird, underground, raunchy, crazy animated films. I mean, I used to go see the Spike and Mike. It was kind of like always like you'd go to it. It was like a party, you know. You would go to this thing. You'd hear bottles kind of rolling down the theater, right? Because people snuck in their own drinkables, and you would just see some just nasty, crazy, weird, gross out animation. It was, I don't know. It was like going to a concert actually more than a film screening.
Yeah, see, when I first went, it was like at the very beginning, and so it wasn't quite the party that it is that it's depicted in the film. But I do remember seeing that was like the first time I saw Bambi and Godzilla.
Oh, right,
First time
Bambi.
I saw Ren and Stimpy, and first time I saw Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, Bambi meets Godzilla. I remember seeing it there. I mean, what Spike and Mike have done for animation is incredible. So it's really cool to see like Weird Al in this documentary.
Yeah.
A couple of these other movies. I have not seen MOM, Mothers of Monsters, but wow, does that? I like a really cool, high concept, low budget indie that just takes a really simple premise and then sort of puts you in that situation. I haven't seen it, but I'm excited to see that one based on the trailer.
I'm intrigued by the twist. I see a twist in there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think that is actually online somewhere. I think I want to say Amazon Prime, but I know it's streaming on one of those services.
Well, I know Animation Outlaws isn't out yet, but a lot of the films that we're talking about, you'll be able to find on streaming and Amazon Prime. A lot of these low budget indies come to Amazon Prime. Jurassic Thunder is just, what can we say about that? It does
It's
look
Jurassic
like,
Park and Tropic Thunder. That's
yeah. I mean, it looks so cheesy, but I don't know. I like cheesy movies like that. It's like a movie you don't necessarily. It doesn't have to take your full attention, and you can just sort of turn your brain off. I like those films. I mean, they're like bad fast food. You know, every once in a while, it's not going to kill you. So I don't know. That's one I'll definitely check out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these films, just take yourself seriously. You know, when you make these films, you're making the greatest film ever, and put that kind of energy and time into it.
Well, I always like to quote, like, sometimes, you know, it takes just as much energy to make a bad film as it does a good film, right? It's same energy goes into it. But I think when you know you're making a bad film, I think there's I don't know. I just think it adds a sense of fun. Let's take a look at this next batch of trailers.
All right. Okay.
My name is Alpha, your personal assistant.
I think she'll be great to have around.
No, absolutely not. It may be your robot, but it's my house.
Look at her. She's upset.
Don't do that.
She's designed to feel bad whenever she does something wrong. It motivates her to learn.
You can't let her treat you like that.
Why?
How did it make you feel?
I felt sad.
Oh, that's it! I want you out of this house!
She deserves to be treated better!
She doesn't deserve anything! It's a computer!
I'm not gonna let you treat me like this!
I don't really have a lot of friends.
I'm your friend. Let's fight for each other, so we'll never be sad again.
I'm standing up for my friend!
It's designed to be everyone's friend!
I'm standing up to you!
Revenge?
I can't take this. We need to fight back.
And if I say no?
Then I'll do to you what you did to me. What a shame. We could have been friends.
Why don't we see ghosts every day?
Ugh, leave me alone.
Most hauntings are so small, they go unnoticed.
Hi, this is Rose's driving school.
Maybe you could have a
chat with my daughter just to find out what's up with her.
My name is Martin.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Martin, she's floating. She's floating, Martin.
I know.
What is evil?
Coming, my sweet. I'm doing an incantation.
This bloody moon better make me bloody rich.
This is a satanic ritual.
Satanists.
I woke up in the morning.
To break the spell, you need ectoplasm. You just have to let the ghost inhabit your body.
Like in Ghostbusters.
Oh, I haven't read that.
The plot thickens. Why does it have to be so unnecessarily gross?
Black magic.
Your girl's got something.
Prick.
Black magic.
This is over. Hello, little ghost lady. No. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were dead. Oh, my goodness.
Coming soon.
Hey guys. So let's get into it. Who let the dogs out? Like, how many times has this question been asked, let alone like heard? It's, are we alone in the universe? Where did we come from? Is there a God? And who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
I let the dogs out.
I let them out.
We did.
We let the dogs out. Wrote it, sang it. My God, I'm brilliant.
When a hit gets really big, everyone starts claiming authorship. People just take credit for all kinds of things.
You cannot have your cake and eat it too.
I never told anyone. Hey, I came up with the phrase.
Carmerism.
So who let the dogs out? Let's take a listen. I would say that they're similar. I would say they're substantially similar. Past couple of years, there's been about 40 live talks. I've been researching Who Let the Dogs Out for about 8 years, or about 20% of my adult life at this point.
In the music business, there's hits all the time. But the truth is, there aren't that many that everybody knows.
Okay, wow. Who let the dogs out? First of all, who doesn't know? I mean, like the trailer, you know, everybody knows that song. I didn't realize there was such a rich history of that song. And I love a documentary that takes someone's incredible passion, right? Takes their just intense, incredible passion. I mean, the guy who's the subject of Who Let the Dogs Out, he spent, like, what he's saying, like a third of his life, you know, studying this song. So
well, it's weird, but
amazing.
I mean, the idea is, you know, all he wanted to know is who wrote the song, and that just sent him down this amazing rabbit hole.
I mean,
he had to make a movie out of it.
It is definitely like a movie about going down a rabbit hole. I think we've all done that ourselves on YouTube. Alpha Test just looks kind of creepy. You know what it looks like? It looks like an indie bicentennial man. Remember that old movie with Robin Williams?
Yeah, I was thinking AI.
Oh yeah, sort of a mix of AI and bicentennial man. It's obviously it's straight up horror. So yeah.
Well, I read Bobby's review of that, and basically the quality and thrills that you see in the trailer are fairly indicative of what's represented in the actual film.
Oh, good. It's nice to see a trailer live up to the movie itself. I mean, a lot of these movies we should mention you can see on filmthreat.com. So look them up, as well as the trailers. We actually and we'll put a link in the description to a playlist of all the trailers for these films. If you just want to get rid of us and just watch the trailers, we've got more of that.
Head right to the Film Threat YouTube channel.
Exactly. What did you think of Extraordinary?
Extraordinary, you know, that's one I didn't see. But it got a high rating from us, and it's one of these trends of ex SNL guys going to England and doing film and television there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because no one there knows who they are. They don't have SNL in England.
I just feel like it's interesting because I talk to a lot of indie filmmakers about casting in their movies. Like, how do I get someone who's famous to be in my movie? I say it's real easy. Just go to IMDb. Actors want to work, and especially when they're not working, they want to work. If anything, Nicolas Cage's entire career is sort of built on that whole idea. Like he loves to work, right? And he puts his full passion in it. To me, Nicolas Cage and Mandy, one of my favorite movies from a couple of years ago. Love that film, but you go to IMDb, there's contact information, not directly to, these actors, but you'll find contact information to the representation. If you can do an end around, or even through social media. I've talked to filmmakers that have used social media to reach out to actors. I don't know. It's not that hard to get name talent to be in your film.
Oh, I'll give you a hint. I interviewed Eric Roberts, and if you go to our interview with Eric Roberts on the Film Threat website, you can find out how to hire Eric Roberts for your movie. It's not that hard.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
your film has to have certain criteria, but if it meets that criteria, he'll more than likely do your movie.
Oh my God, I loved him in The Dark Knight. Well, let's take a look at our next batch of trailers.
Do you think we did the right thing moving here?
You're in your dream job? We're in this radical apartment?
How do you think the rent is so cheap?
Do you yield?
From time to time, members of a deranged cult break and enter in order to commit self-murder. Did the super not go over this with you when you looked at the apartment?
Reginald Storch incited over 24 innocent victims to self-murder.
He committed suicide in a bathtub.
The bathtub is magical and will magically hold on to the afterglow for all eternity.
All that in a bathtub? The more we learn about Storch, I can see why these people follow him.
I'm totally good with having a little Storch in our lives. He needs a little more blood and violence, but that's no biggie.
You know, these poor souls work so hard to meet Storch in the eternity, but they really have trouble with it. They're like,
They totally suck at suicide.
it's our apartment. What's wrong with helping our visitors with a clean transition into eternity?
It's weird how they all have some kind of red dye on their lips now.
The beacon of Storch was lit when the people came.
I know I did.
I know you did.
This is our destiny.
Cyanide, painless.
Whoa, this actually hurts quite a bit. This hurts quite a lot, actually. Oh, for the love of I want to die! Kill
Picture the dog in your house,
Oh, good boy.
wagging its tail, and licking your face, and how good that makes you feel.
Oh my God.
It's incredible. I've set my life up to be a veterinarian that deals with terminal cases from all over the world.
We've got increased rates of cancer, diabetes, you name it. We see the worst of the worst here.
Most of the animals already had third, fourth, and fifth opinions. We are their very last hope.
I don't want to lose her.
I was working in conventional veterinary medicine. I became a very sickly person. My doctor recommended antibiotics and long-acting steroids. That got me searching for answers conventional medicine didn't offer.
When somebody first brought up a holistic vet to me, I was like, so they can take grass and rub it all over my dog?
I've been criticized. Snake oil salesman, charlatan.
The holistic or alternative say, I don't want to do anything conventional, or the conventional vet who says absolutely no alternatives.
They're all coming in after being on drugs. They want to know how you made this dog better.
Integrative medicine works.
I'm here to destroy this guy. He just did the biggest miracle of my entire career. I actually fainted.
Whether you're a person or an animal, it doesn't matter. Being in the hospital sucks.
You're okay.
They don't understand what's happening to them. They're just trusting us.
Coming from a traditional background, I can't even conceive of this kind of success.
With cryosurgery, we actually freeze the tumor, buys us time to work on the immune system. People say, do you think it's working? Yeah, he had 5 weeks to live 2 years ago.
He is fabulous.
If I gave up, knowing that this can be done, that would kill me.
Good boy.
It's a whole new process of thinking.
Hey, lady!
The card didn't work? Your father's frozen all of your assets.
How much money are we talking about here exactly?
$1 million. $1 million?
Have you thought more about my proposal?
There's no way I'm gonna work for you in China.
After 1 year, I give you your money back.
Oh my God, this is not really happening.
Try to look happy. I don't want them to see you acting like this.
My life is over. How am I supposed to act?
You will attach the tag to the toys.
Monkey could do this job.
You will fit right in. Our business is a family business.
No, your business. Your family owes you absolutely nothing.
You used to have the coolest products. Then you became one of those lazy Chinese guys that keeps knocking each other off. This factory will have to close down.
The designers and I have been working on some new concepts. It's not really how we do things around here. We could make up our own rules.
I suppose we can give it a try.
Really?
Despite all his flaws, he really does have a kind heart.
Cool, yeah?
Sure. Cool. Are you excited? Okay.
Okay, that was another great crop of trailers. I'm a big fan of Anna Akana. She has an amazing YouTube presence. She's now branching out as an actress, appearing now in movies and television shows. Go Back to China was a film directed by a woman named Emily Ting, who we interviewed her for the Film Trap podcast, actually, which is pretty cool. You can find that on our YouTube channel or our podcast on Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever. Really, really great film. I mean, I think shows a lot of promise for Anna Akana. I think she's a good mix of a comedic actress. I think that we're going to see her turn up in a lot more work. So.
No, she's really good, and I really like that movie. It felt fairly authentic to me as an Asian American.
Well, it definitely, the title actually ties into something that happens in the film, but it deals with a lot of cultural issues, but it's sort of going the other way, someone going from America back to China. So
yeah,
it really, really fascinating. So
yeah, and the change that this character arc of change occurs on both sides of her character and the father's character. Mm-hmm. And they both kind of have to come to the middle, and that makes good storytelling.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about the dog doc because I'm a cat person, so I don't have a lot to say.
Well, this one, I'm not one of those hippie naturalists, but it makes a very convincing argument about really, the things we give our pets and what makes them sick, and maybe if we took a different approach, a more holistic, natural approach, as opposed to just buying the food in a can at the supermarket or your pet store.
Right. Let's take a look at the next batch of trailers. Let's do that.
In movies, in the spaceship or the villain's lair, there's always this auto self-destruct switch, right?
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Okay. People have those. Every single person has a self-destruct switch.
Where were you last night?
Excuse me?
Don't want to answer the question.
You do what you gotta do. And so will I.
I've been sleeping with your wife.
What's happening here is entirely a consequence of your actions. When you betray someone, there is a consequence. There is a cost. What you've done can't just be forgiven, and it can't be undone.
Just Bert now? Easy, easy, man. I'm on your side here. Are you still talking? Maybe you stop talking.
Everyone has a self-destruct switch.
Number, please.
Hello? Is this Lee? Large object holding over my land like a tornado.
This is WOTW Radio in Cayuga, New Mexico, and this is the news for the hour.
Now, what would you like to tell us about yourself?
I don't know.
Cool, aren't you like some big science girl? Tell me about science.
Everett, it's Faye. The sound came through the board and interrupted your radio show.
What does it sound like?
What's going on, Everett?
718 here at WOTW. We got a sound we'd like to play that seems to be bouncing around the valley tonight.
Yes, I have a story that might be helpful.
I can tell you what's going on.
The sound we heard out in the desert, it was coming from thousands of feet higher than anything could fly.
They've come here before. They've liked this place. They always have.
It is 7:45 p.m. and we may have something that'll need some
What? We followed it from Colt Canyon.
Who's that? It's Everett. Stop smiling. What's he doing here? He's helping me. Stop smiling.
Get in! It's outside of town! Come on, come on, come on! Hey, come on!
Something's up there now. It's something talking. And they don't stay for long.
Hey!
Everett, take the wheel!
What's going on? There's something in the sky.
Tony, what do we got here?
720 by Atari. It's pretty hot.
So where are you skating right now?
Just like around the city, and then I gotta go find a park to skate at.
Well, I've played video games since their inception. You know, since going to arcade, playing Pac-Man, Missile Command. I was an arcade kid, really. Skate games were rare. They made 720, then they made Skate or Die for Commodore 64. California Games had skateboarding in it, but it was few and far between. And I always knew that it would be a fun platform to make a game.
I mean, skating in the 90s was just raw. You know, you were part of a small group that were completely dedicated to it.
If you saw another skateboarder at that time, you were instantly like, whoa, a skater, like, what's up, homie? Like, we're friends, you know? Like instantly friends just because you skateboarded.
Skateboarding with the economy started kind of booming again. It started picking up momentum. And by the time we got to the mid-90s, it was piquing the mainstream's interest.
I'd been working with Neversoft on a game called Apocalypse. Around that time, in the halls of Activision, there was an idea to do a skateboarding game.
I don't think there's anybody really at Neversoft who had ever skateboarded before. And I remember Joel said there wouldn't be any market for a game like that because it's just such a small, niche market.
Activision.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of the. Oh, you know what I realized? I can make us like this. Look at this.
Oh, hey,
Alan.
there we go.
We can do. Oh, we can do it. Lord. Okay, so we're still learning this live casting software. We're figuring it out. But Pretending I'm a Superman is about the story behind the making of the Tony Hawk video game, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which I think I played every single version of it. I think I know those bands, a lot of the bands and a lot of the music. They actually talk to the bands in the documentary. A great video game that I hope at some point makes some kind of resurgence in the next generation. I'm more of a PS4 gamer currently, and playing a lot more than I used to now that I have some time.
Oh my gosh.
Not going
I'm
to a lot
on
of
my Xbox at least half the day now.
yeah, well, but pretending I'm a Superman, it's not out yet. It played at the Mammoth International Film Festival, and I saw the premiere there. Got to talk to Tony Hawk about it, which was cool. But it's like if you're in, I mean, I think that there's a bunch of documentaries about video games. We're going to see a wave of. There's another one.
Insert coin.
Insert coin that's coming out. I played at South by Southwest. I know there's a review on Film Threat, but Pretending I'm a Superman, I know is going to be coming out in the coming months. What did you think of Vast of Night? I know is coming to Amazon Prime sometime in May. It's it played Slam Dance like in 2019.
Yeah, it wasn't this last one.
And
I mean,
wow,
the more you guys talk about it, the more I want to see this movie.
You got to see it. Well, see, I saw it in a theater, in a dark room, which is a good way to see it. What's cool about it is it's about, you can tell from the trailer, it's kind of about a possible alien invasion in the 1950s. And what I love about it is it kind of solves, it seems like every sci-fi movie now, every problem can be solved with an app or an iPhone, right? So what's cool about this, it takes place in the 50s, and they have to use like this not only outmoded like radio, but it's like they have this like one of the characters is an operator at this operating station. It's kind of, I'm going to switch to this view. Look at that. Look at.
Oh, there we go.
You can see more of my stuff in the background. I'm very excited about the Dune. We're getting glimpses of Dune, and I have a Dune sandworm that I got. This is the one collectible that I kept from years ago. Anyways, you can see some of my.
I need a poster or something back here.
You got to get, dude. Come on,
I know.
your collectibles.
This is a sheet hanging on the wall.
We're doing a WonderCon panel, or we would have been doing a WonderCon panel. But I know the Vast of Night is actually coming out in May. Really cool atmospheric sci-fi, and the fact that like this thing was done like on such a low budget level is amazing. That's what I mean. Slam Dance tends to champion films and filmmakers that are super low budget, where the talent kind of like you can see the talent through the sort of whatever budgetary restrictions are. And then Cruel Hearts is by a filmmaker who I've known for years, Paul Osborne. He did a documentary that if you're a filmmaker that is looking at taking your movie on the festival circuit, it's called Official Rejection. And it's about a movie they took on the festival circuit that gets rejected from every single film festival. So they take it on the festival circuit and they go to these kind of B and C level festivals. And it's kind of what their journey is like. That's how Paul kicked off his directing career. But he also did a movie called Favor, which is about a murder. And Cruel Hearts is sort of in the same sort of crime realm. Both movies are on Amazon Prime. Cruel Hearts is amazing. I love the idea that everyone has this switch that you don't kill them, but you drive them to kill themselves. Really, and I actually did a podcast on our YouTube channel where you can see Paul and I talk about that film. I don't know if you ever got a chance to see it.
I haven't. I read the review. I know Brad just thought it was like it starts at a high gear and just keeps going at that gear and never lets up.
It's great. I mean, that's the thing about Paul. He did a movie called 10 Till Noon. He did this movie Favor, and he did this film. He wrote the screenplays for all of these, including Cruel Hearts. And what I really love about it is all of his screenplays are very tight. They're very like high concept, and they're very like high drama. Like once the premise is kind of introduced, it's riveting. And that's, I think, a big flaw we see in indie films that don't really capture our attention is the ones that sort of are lacking that, So these are definitely worth seeing.
Yeah,
should we check out more trailers?
Yeah.
Let's check out more trailers. We're at WonderCon. I wish we were at WonderCon. See, we would be getting questions from the audience. We'd be getting comments. We'd be getting groans. We'd be getting screams. We'd be getting gross outs. But let's take a look at our next batch of trailers here right now. Okay, cool.
Hur är det, älskling?
Det här är faktiskt min semester. Jag vill kunna koppla av på min semester.
Aha. Vad har vi här?
Du måste dra!
Kommer när som helst! Syns det? Rolig nu. Vi vil jo bare lege lidt.
International waters, guys. When you first hit international waters, you tell all your secrets. What are you doing? No. Spill them.
These two would have created reality television.
We're time-traveling assassins. We kill people, we save the world.
What's your international waters secret?
No secrets.
In the past 13 years, over 200 people have gone missing from cruise ships.
What's this? No shoes.
The carpet is really soft. To international waters.
No rules.
I like how I feel when I'm with you. You give me hope.
There are no stars tonight.
Lily, I have another international waters secret. I love you. And I'm also sent from the future to kill you.
Go.
You're wearing my pants. I just want to stay here with you forever.
I know what you're doing on the boat.
You're a strange person, James.
That's why we get along so well.
You're going back in time?
Yeah.
Take me with you.
Why?
I lost my wallet.
Change my love.
Okay, so Coco D Coco Da looks
What the hell was that?
creepy. It definitely has sort of a midsummer vibe, you know.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I love that creepy. You're in a foreign place, a foreign land, and something bad could happen.
yeah. Anthony saw that and reviewed it, and not to spoil it, but he
Don't
loved it up
spoil
until
it.
the end, basically.
He loved it until the end. Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
I did see Same Boat. And Same Boat, real simple premise: assassins from the future trying to stop people. Oh wait, where I lost you, Alan? Okay,
Yeah, here we go.
you're back. It's assassins from the future trying to. They're gonna kill people, but the thing is that one of the assassins kind of falls for this girl he's supposed to kill,
Yeah.
and it's sort of tragic. It's funny. Clearly, I think the lead guy, I've seen him on Comedy Central. So I know, so it has definitely a comedic bent. But what's cool about this movie, it was shot by these indie filmmakers all while they were on an actual cruise.
Yeah.
They just went on
I
a cruise.
love these movies where they're sneaking on.
Yeah.
And, just filming a movie without anyone's real permission.
Like that one about Disneyland,
Yeah.
right?
That was crazy.
Yeah, which is, I believe, on Amazon Prime. But
Yeah.
what I love about this too is one of the things I always say to indie filmmakers when they ask for advice is production value, right? It's casting, casting, and it's also location. So in this sense, the location is the cruise ship, and all of the locations the cruise ship took the actors. So they just basically went on vacation, and while they were on vacation, they made it a little indie sci-fi movie. So
And I can say this: if they bought a ticket for Eric Roberts,
that would be fun if they did. Now we've got our final film that we're going to feature. I would have loved to have showed this at WonderCon. I know they would have loved it in the convention hall. It's from a filmmaker that is a favorite of mine, Charlie Band, who's responsible for the Puppet Master series. If you've seen the Puppet Master films, they're classics. And all of Charlie Band's Full Moon Entertainment. He made this movie in 1 month, and they made it while they were in quarantine.
Yeah, so social distancing.
Social distancing, yes.
Minimal crew.
Let's take a look at the trailer, our final trailer for our virtual panel for WonderCon, Corona Zombies.
Breaking news.
Coronavirus.
Round 0 of the virus. This was taken moments ago at the Wuhan, China soup factory, where they were testing their newest flavor, bat soup.
Hurry! Shut down the goddamn soup pots now! Yes, Chef Donahue.
The infected are somehow transforming into violent and ravenous flesh eaters.
Corona zombies. Oh my god, are you seeing this?
The president has declared a nationwide lockdown. The Corona Squad has been assembled to help protect America.
Citizens are asked to immediately quarantine.
Haven't you heard of social distancing? 6 feet, kid.
Stop touching your face.
I get corona, I get corona.
Get drunk before everything closes.
Gotta stop this corona catastrophe one way or the other. Goddamn corona zombies! Bat soup eating bastards from hell!
You know what? It's the movie we need right now. It's not the movie we asked for. But Corona Zombies is the movie we need right now. You and I both actually really love this film.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I told my wife about it, and she's like, I don't need something to remind me of the coronavirus. This movie is not going to remind you of the coronavirus. Not in the way you think it is.
It'll remind you of maybe the stupid aspects
Yeah.
of some of the things that we've had to deal with. I mean, Trump is in there. There's sort of just some crazy. It references things that are happening now and sort of makes light of it in a way.
It has a Tiger King reference in there too.
Yeah, there's a Tiger King reference, and it's a lot like What's Up, Tiger Lily, or even, which is a movie that Woody Allen recut. He took an old film and re-edited it and dubbed over it. So they dubbed over 2 films. One was Zombie Strippers, and what was the other one? That was
It was Hell of the Living Dead, something like that.
Hell of the Living Dead. So
Yeah.
so they basically they combine those movies. The movie's only like an hour long, but you have to sign up for the Full Moon Entertainment app in order to see it. I'm sure you can find it also on like, Vudu or whatnot. Just look up Corona Zombies. You'll find it. We did a whole other episode of the Film Threat podcast on it on our YouTube channel. But I just think this is super fun. And you pointed out when we talked about it, it's a lot like an episode of MST3K.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's so many funny lines in there. And just calling out what they're seeing on the screen. I'm going to point you to the point where they're on a pontoon boat. It's just hilarious, the comments they make.
It's ridiculous, but definitely worth checking out. And you can find all the trailers for all of these things on a playlist on the channel. There's a link in the description. Alaning. You can follow you at AlPalAl.
My Pal Al.
My Pal Al. That's it. I am that Chris Gore on Twitter. We're Film Threat on everything. And if you want to support us and what we're doing, visit soundcloud.com/filmthreat. You can also like and subscribe. We love when you do that. We hope to see you at an upcoming con. Please, sometime in the future. San Diego Comic-Con, we'll see what's going to happen with that. I'm hoping that conventions come back in the fall, or WonderCon perhaps might be rescheduled for 2020. We really appreciate and thank everyone at WonderCon, the volunteers, everyone in the programming department, just everyone there. It's such an amazing staff. And we hope that they appreciate that we did this unsanctioned panel. Alan,
go to WonderCon.
Yes, WonderCon. I think that cons will be coming back, but I think it's going to be some time. Thank you for checking out our virtual panel for future indies you must see. Thanks so much. it.